At RaiseCredit.com, business credit is the name of the game. Learn how to build credit that'll look like more money than you've ever dreamed of. Both Wall Street and Main Street offer untold riches to people with credit, and RaiseCredit.com can teach you how to get it.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get started today. Let's have some fun, of course. Our ultimate goal is, my name is Ray, last name is Reynolds. And what I want you to do is write that down and write down today's date. This is rayswebinar.com. Ultimate thing for you is, let me see if I can help you. I mean, unfortunately, a lot of people, they get stuck. And also, the thing that happens in life is pretty simple. Somebody takes advantage, knocks us down, or takes something away. Information today, if you've never met me before, will be new to you. So get that tablet and pen out, please. Take plenty of notes. Ultimate goal is to make sure you get all the help you can, and to make sure I can help you step by step. So tablet and pen, please. It'll help you step by step today. Now, let's understand. Let's go back to you a little bit. Okay, what happened in your life? All right, did you start a business? Did someone knock you down? Did you kind of give up? Bottom line is pretty simple. Here's a phone number to the office here. It's toll free. Costs you nothing. It's 800, it's 510-3338. Now, what I always do for me, as you get to know me, is pretty simple, is I plan on the problem. I have to have a backup for a backup and a backup. In other words, I plan on the problem. I know someone's going to try to take it away, tell me no a million times, maybe a billion times. But I like safety credit. And you're going to learn what that means today. Pretty simple. In other words, everyone gets personal credit. We're going to go through how you got it in the first place. But let's look at two cards. This is a Venture 1 and a Venture card, $50,000 a piece. But the problem we got with these cards is we cannot write off the interest rate or the card. So what happens with most of us in the beginning, most people, they kind of jack it up and they kind of screw it up. They think it's free money. And it's not free money. The reality is you got to pay it back. So safety credit's important, but most people are using the wrong money to get that American dream done, or the wrong credit. So safety credit. Next thing we have to think about is the line of defense. Because when something goes down or gets knocked down, you got to have a backup for a backup, because there's always someone trying to take advantage of us. And that's not very fair to all of us. So let's understand something today pretty simple as we do this. I think we're all Humpty Dumptys. So let's do this. Let's basically write down never to bring the pain home ever again. Because bringing that pain home hurts your family. And the bottom line is you can't pay the bills. I want you to have the ability to get exactly what you want, all right, step by step. Now, my journey, as we began my little journey as a little boy, I would rip out magazines, the pages. First thing I was looking for is a mommy and a daddy. Didn't get that. Next thing was rip out the magazines about the houses, the cars, and all the money. You see, I wanted mine as well. But the thing is, all right, I'd like your journey to begin with me today. It's pretty simple. All right, as we do this, we're going to write some things down. I call it getting past go. You know, sorry, don't be offended when I say you probably wasted thousands on crap, have nothing to show for it, and you probably got stuck a little bit, and you don't know who to trust, and the bottom line is, at the end of the day, you still want it. So let's see what happened with me a little bit. When I was a little boy, on top of that, I got to be with Mrs. Hope. Mrs. Hope got her weekly and monthly checks. I lived basically her part-time or full-time from the age of 3 to 10 years old. Every morning, Mrs. Hope would drop me off right down to Beach Pier from the age of 3 years old to 9.5. And what happened there is I learned basically, she was a she-devil from hell, and I learned to steal and beg off the pier. It kind of sucked. But what I had to do is, if I saw her today, I'd say, thank you, Mrs. Hope. You scared the hell out of me, and I had to figure it out. So let's see how I did so far. I got my Lamborghini collections. I got my Duffys. I got my mansions. I even broke world records as well, having fun. Next, from there, I got my race boats in the backyard. Excuse me. And my helicopters. And my yachts. And my Ferraris, too. You see, this is not to brag. This is to show you that I'm not full of you-know-what. If I can do this, so can you. I've been fighting for everything in my life since I was a little boy. So let's understand. Write down Ray's rules today. The ability to see it, believe, and go get it. Now, 43 years ago, I wrote To Winning the Game of Business as well. You see, I had to move 24 times by the time I was 11 and a half years old. Those people were mean to me on the 1st and the 15th, probably because the rent or the mortgage was due. Bottom line is we got some choices today. I was lucky as I'm being used and abused as a kid. All right? I learned that a corporation's a legal person. I learned that literally at 7 and a half years old. I connected the dots. I started helping Hand Industries at 9 and a half. Because it's nonprofit, I got grant money, and I also got credit cards and lines of credit in the mail. Back then, you didn't have to apply for credit at all. So what happened is pretty simple. I brought in $100,000 at 9 and a half. Now, here's what I like to do for all of you, if you allow me to. I'd like to hold your hand for 90 days. During that 90 days, I want to do all the work for you. All right, I want to show you exactly through the classes, the webinars, boot camps, and everything else, what can be done. If I'm doing the work for you, we can't get it screwed up. I've done this for 43 years. So I'll get you on the $1 million dream. By the way, I'll even guarantee it. So you're going to get stuck with me at seminars, workshops, and boot camps as we do this. So Ray's rules. Never bring the pain home. Now, today is the last day of November. And the thing that scares me the most is if I can't get you to listen right away. You see, you've got 13 working days left of this year, 2020. I'd like to get you $100,000 of corporate credit, $100,000 of personal credit. Remember, personal credit, you can't write off the card or the interest rate at all. Corporate credit, you can write off the interest rate and the card. You could actually learn how to build the American dream through the corporate structure today. But again, it's kind of like in 1998. I got written up in Inc. magazine. That was fun because I was building millions of dollars of credit. All right, using credit through the corporation structure. As it says, using plastic to finance your business. From there, I built $1 million of credit for my cat. I did it for Monica's cat too in the office today. And by the way, if I can do it for her cat, I can probably do it for you. But again, it's up to you. I don't control the calendar, neither do you. There's 13 working days. I need the name of a corp, divisions, and all the pieces put together. Do all the work, get it to you, sign it, send it away, and hope it gets basically filed this year. Why is it so important? You got up to 9 lines of credit. You don't need a tax return as long as the corporation's 2 years old. Next year could be your blackjack year. You could be a winner if you want. But again, as we structure, what happens to most people today? They lose their job, they got an emergency. What happened next? Simple. They ran out of time, they ran out of money, they jacked up their credit in 42 days, and they brought the pain home. I don't know if that's you, but it could be. So what happens is people bring the pain home, and they keep using the wrong money anyway. So let's see if I can get you to pay attention a little bit today. When I was coaching and training Ken Yarborough years ago, by the way, he was the security chief at TRW and Asperian. All right, had some fun there too. Now, I'd like you to do something today. Write down the Credit Services Act. The Credit Services Act basically is one thing. What it's going to do is take you to the Federal Trade Commission. The Federal Trade Commission today is going to say credit repair is a scam. They're not allowed to collect money up front. The next thing is going to refer you to the Credit Repair Organization Act, where it says attorneys can't do credit repair. I'm sorry to say you've been all guessing, all right, because you don't know the 25 to 29% rule or Ray's rules and tools as well. So let's see if I can get you to understand it a little bit today, get to the workshop with me on Saturdays and have some fun. Years ago with Ken Yarborough and Harold Stokes, I invented something called rapid scoring for your mortgage companies. A couple of years ago, I invented something called rapid refresh. You see, I learned something with helping the witness protection program years ago, how to seal a record, and the bottom line is what they're not supposed to allow to do. So what happens with the rapid refresh that I created and own the rights to, what it does is it blocks all your crap, and I get to rebuild you. Here's an example from Credit Karma. They had a 500 score. First, I got them up 157 points right away. Then I finished up with an 820. Would you like one too? You could be next. I do it almost every day. So the bottom line today, I'd like you to get your Social Security card. Please pull it out, ladies, of your purse. which is probably next to your feet. Gentlemen, it's probably in your back pocket in your wallet today. The Federal Trade Commission says 97% are screwed up today. I don't know if that would be you, but the reality is a simple thing to understand. You and me, we were told to get an SSN as a teenager to get a job. By the way, that connected the 1040 tax return. Today, you're going to learn how to connect some dots. Now, if you look at the card in front of you, if you pulled it out, it'll say don't laminate, don't use for writing purposes, don't carry with you. It's not even your card. So what you got to remember is the application you filled out as a teenager right in front of you. The next thing you got to realize is if you read the card front and back, it'll say Property of Social Administration and not you. Remember, it's not even your card. Now, the creditors aren't supposed to use that SSN, but they do. So what a wrapper rescore does is it blocks the crap and lets me rebuild you up to an 820. If you want one, let me know. The bottom line is pretty simple. I'd like to repackage your life, your house, your car, and your bank account. I've been doing this for 43 years. The ability to do this right away. Now let's understand something today. I don't want you to bring the pain where? Home ever again. Credit saved my life as a kid, as an adult. So I want you to understand credit. We don't jack it up. We don't use it and abuse it. We don't act like it's free money as well. That's what most people do when they first started out anyway. So let's think about this today. There's always somebody saying money for a rainy day. In my life, it doesn't rain, it always pours. There's always 20 things going wrong. Let's think about something today about you. Let's say today you need $5,000. You need it now. You got an emergency. You ask your friends, your family. You ask the bank, they all say no. But if you had a credit card like I have in my hand or on the screen, the bottom line is for $5,000, you had to use it to save your life for that emergency. The payment is only $50 a month. All right, do you understand if you had safety credit, you understand the rules and tools, you wouldn't jack it up in the first place? By the way, the payment's $50 a month. I'll bet you most of you waste that every other day. Bottom line is like this. They always say that the average person wastes $140 a week. I don't know if it's true about you, but let's look at these cards one more time. Personal credit, $50,000 apiece. Venture and Venture 1. Okay, so now we got $100,000 of credit today. If I had to jack up one of those cards today, all right, like you do almost every month, most of you, the payment is $612.26. Do you understand the average person who's wasting that money could have got 2 pizza restaurants today? And by the way, Little Caesars is open during COVID-19. You would have had $24,000 of cash flow, positive cash flow by that. So please stop wasting money. Quit using the wrong money anyway, and quit bringing the pain home. The ability to understand in the beginning, plan on the problem. You got to plan on this. You got no choice because someone's going to knock you down, piss you off, and try to take it away. That's just what happens almost every day. Safety credit, got to have it. Don't want to abuse it. Got to have my line of defense too. Because if something goes wrong, I want a backup for a backup today. So let's think about something today. You drive around your city today, that's good for you. You're going to see banks close down before or during COVID-19. The B of A, the Chase, the Wells Fargo, maybe U.S. Bank too. What did they do? They bankrupted a piece, a location. They wrote it off on their taxes, and they wrote it off, and they're still in business today. What did you do? Most of you, if you started a business, you brought the pain home because you didn't know how to play. Remember, your goals, you have to reach them. Think about this. Believe in yourself. Me, I believe in God, and I believe in me. Bottom line is, when I broke the world record for the highest kick on the planet today, all right, guess what that just proves? I broke it in 1981. White men do jump. Just stupid people say we don't. So the bottom line is this. Don't hear you can't do this or that. God gave you a gift and a dream. Go get it, please. You got the ability to understand that SSN right in front of you. It was to equal the 1040 tax return. Get your SSN, get your job. Did you know it actually equals to the 1040 tax return? Now you connect some more dots. So let's understand what all of you did. What you did is you got basically Asperian, TransUnion, and Equifax. And what did they do? They basically gave you what? They gave you an Asperian, a TransUnion, and Equifax. So what happened next from that is pretty simple. You jacked up a card, all right, past 29%. You got stuck, couldn't get any more. Is that true about you? You've been using the wrong money in the first place, by the way. The other reason you got an SSN, we're the collateral for the United States of America Incorporated, by the way, especially ever since Nixon took the gold standard out. So take that tablet and pen today, and please write down Ray's rules. Write down $100,000 of credit. Yes, everyone, you need this. You don't want to use more than 29%. That would have gave you $71,000 of credit to feed your family to 1 or 2 years in case you lost your job or there's a pandemic. But the bottom line is most of you take the money and the credit from the family, you roll the dice and you bring the pain home. I'm sorry to say I call that silly and dumb. Never bring the pain home again. Understand something today, you've been using the wrong money anyway. So let's understand and teach you how to play the game. Now we all have a sad story to tell. Me, I hit the curb at 40 miles an hour at 5.5 and I was in a coma. There's me in a coma in 2009. Someone came on my corporate yacht with swine flu pneumonia. They called it Pandemic 9, COVID-9, H1N1 too. Bottom line is I get to lay there to die. Didn't matter if I were millions and billions of dollars because someone came on my yacht with what? Swine flu pneumonia. July 5th, 2009, I get to what? Are you kidding me? Swine flu pneumonia? Well, I made a promise in that coma, and I got to come back. So the reality is, let's think about you today. I was the second largest advertiser in Los Angeles for 32 years. Probably the most verified person you can find on the planet today. So there's my yacht, there's my race boat parked in my backyard. The largest U-dock in Huntington Harbor, by the way. Now, what did I do when I came into that coma? I get to walk around with an oxygen tank for 5 weeks, like I'm 150 years old. What I knew what to do, because my family needed to eat, bills needed to be paid, and I get a mommy and daddy say, help me please. So I had to put my score back to an 820. Then I popped another $1 million of credit card. I don't stay down. You play with me, neither will you. But you're going to have to listen. You know, God saved my life and has saved me to come back and help you. Ultimate goal is like today. We got COVID-19 now. What's going to happen when we get COVID-26 or 36? By the way, it's going to happen again. But this time you better focus and be clear because you don't get a do-over. You get to live or die. Because I'm going to suggest wear a mask today. If I knew someone's going to come on my yacht with swine flu pneumonia and they knew it and going to kill me, I would have put a bubble or a bag around my friggin' head. I didn't want to lay there being dead. That kind of sucks. You got a moment to die and a lifetime to live. Which one are you going to pick? It's going to be up to you. I've already been through this before. So let's understand something today. We got a choice, and the choice is pretty simple. As we do this, as we go through this process today, we have the ability to always, always not bring the pain home ever again. So let's do a couple of things right away. Let's go chase the money and chase the dream. The bottom line is it's up to us. So let's think about this today. See, money to me solves a lot of problems. It's my favorite 10, not my favorite 5. So let's understand something for me. All right, having the money to pay my bills, feed my family, and I get to help people like you. The ultimate goal for me is pretty simple. I don't want to bring the pain home because I call that silly and dumb. We got the ability to do this right, but again, that's up to you and me. So as we do this today, please pay attention today. The ability to get you through this process. Raise rules and tools. The ability step by step. By the way, there are 20,000 of these rules. And we got to learn how to play. So let's think about something today. It's pretty simple. All right? Most people hate their job, by the way. They say 9 out of 10. You and me, we're getting older, slower. We're not as purged as we used to be. All right, go back to the job you hate. It's okay. Eventually, they're going to fire you anyway. Then you're going to drive an Uber and deliver some pizza. Is that going to be your American dream? It's not mine. See, I live by the Bible first in my books. I want you to think about this. I got to be with Mrs. Hope from 3 to 10 years old. And every Wednesday night they had a poker game. I stood outside the bedroom, which was the pantry by the garage, by the way, and I wrote little notes what they had to say. They thought it was weird, probably true. Bottom line is this. They said a corporation's a legal person. In other words, I heard my way out of hell if I could figure it out. The next day, because I couldn't sleep all night, I rode my little bicycle to the Torrance Police Department. I knew there was a library next door. I went in and asked the lady, could you help me please? And the bottom line is pretty simple. Here's a microfiche, here's a book. So I read the book, then I got pissed off. Sorry to say, the reality is everyone like you. You bought a book, how to make money, get rich, and all that great stuff too. What you got to hear is somebody's blah, blah, blah. If they're not handing you the credit or the money, the bottom line is it's blah, blah, blah to me. So what I did, because God gave me an IQ off the chart with total recall and most things, I got pissed off. But I took it internally. I went to the library almost every day from 7.5 to 9.5 years old. That's right. I wanted to master the rules and the tools. That's how I set up Helping Hand Industries at 9.5. Brought in 100,000, and you know what I did? The real estate system is phenomenal. Because why? I had $841 million of real estate before the coma, all under corporate structure, of course. Then I wrote Becoming the Bank, Tax Balancing, and basically having fun becoming the bank too. Don't forget I wrote Winning the Game of Business as well. I've been doing this for 43 years. Now, understand something flat out. All right? We thought all these books were gone. You see, when I was at the Bonaventure in Los Angeles for 32 years before that coma, you know what? I used to sell those for $20,000 a pop. But Credit Hotline was donating my time to. They closed their office back in March. They went home to get that extra unemployment check. The bottom line is very simple to me. So if you want your first 1,000 rules, they're right there in that Millionaire's Founders Kit. You want the real estate system, the financial system too. The office right now is like a corporation line of defense. Just pretend those are the grocery stores or the banks. Which one got screwed up and they wrote it off on their taxes, bankrupt to peace and stayed in business today, but not you. So if you want the true blueprint, it's pretty simple to do. All right, the office here sells it for $999 right now until they run out of stock, because I'm not going to allow them to ever print it again. There's too much information in those books anyway. So today, what you get to do if you want to, all right, I'm offering it to cover the shipping and handling. That's all it's going to do, $299 today, because it's Cyber Monday. Now, why we take Zelle is pretty simple. All right, I watched merchants this year screw up and get hacked all over the place in credit cards and banks. So what we do is we take Zelle, wire deposit. That way you don't get hacked. It protects you, it protects me, and we can make sure Zelle's instantly anyway. So here's what you want to do is take a picture of this page today. It shows the Zelle, the wire deposit. Pretty simple to do. Now, what you want to do, because you're doing it through me, through the webinar, is you're going to go to ray@rayscredit.com, and you're going to email Gina's attention, because she makes sure the order's full and filled right away. So what we need to do next is understand what we're going to do and have some fun. The ultimate goal is up to you. I'd like to rebuild you life, your whole life. This means the credit. Rebuild your credit. The rapper rescore, the articles, the books, the CDs, the classes. I want you stuck with me. Please remember something. Look at every card you have now in your purse or wallet today. They need to be at 25 to 29%. If you jack it up, you jack up your score, you drop it some more, get stuck, can't get anything else at all. Please understand, I want your personal credit to become safety. Put it aside so it's boring. I don't want it to fluctuate by much at all. I've got to make you a qualified CFO. Do you understand this? This is very important to me, to make sure we follow through and we get the American dream. The ultimate goal is pretty simple today, as we get to do this right away. So let's understand something today. Every one of you have the ability to follow through. And what we get to do is go get it. To me, it's always see it, believe it, go get it. Now, this is the only card, all right, the only cards on the planet today that I'm going to tell you the 29% rule doesn't affect. It'll be the golds and the platinums. So let's understand what this means to you. If you get the card, or I get it for you and build it up, I'm going to want you to listen, learn, and understand the fee that they charge. You're going to have three times the points anyway. It'll cover the fee. You can push them up to $1 million, and it doesn't ever bring the pain where? home. In other words, these cards are like a house or basically a car. They don't fluctuate your credit at all as long as they're paid over time. If I get you one, what I always want to do is make sure I have a phone call with you. But then I'm going to ask you if you want 9 more new cards or do you want to daisy chain them to get 9 more divisions too. I always believe everyone who's a serious person, want to be very aggressive, should have at least $1 million of credit. But again, that's up to you. It's not hard to do at all. What I do is I always say, I'm going to build it up, add it to your package, all right, get you the gold card, $999. And what I always do is add a phone call with you because I don't want you to screw it up. I have a 100% success rate as long as you listen and you learn and you don't screw it up at all. See, I understand sometimes people screw up and I don't want them to do that at all. Like Michael here screwed up. Okay, 1 minute I get him a gold and I get him this one, then I get him a spark card for 5,000 plus. Then he decides to violate, do it on his own, get one for 2,000 and screw that up as well. I'm an affiliate to 115 creditors. That means if you listen, learn, you won't cost more time because time is money for all of us. So as you do this correctly today, there's the Zelle, the wire deposit. Take a picture of that page today. Remember, if you're going to do something with me, ray@rayscredit.com, you're going to pay attention to Gina. She takes all those emails. Now, there's 4 ways to make money with me. So this is the goal, not just to repackage everything, but make some money. So the first thing we got to look at is this, real estate. Now, we can make millions of dollars. I can help you with a fixer-up, or a duplex, a fourplex, an apartment complex too. The next thing is I'd like to get your franchise. But I would pick a pizza, a McDonald's, a Taco Bell, or a Wendy's too, when they got the beef, by the way, because they always stay open through COVID-19. Profit sharing as well. When I was the incorporator for Rich and Famous People for years, I came with 84 ways to play. But that's up to $100 million of credit. That's too much for you, so let's just get you basically to learn 3 or 4 ways. You got the ability to listen and learn. Remember in the beginning I said I want to protect and repackage your house, your car, your bank account. Look at a Lamborghini here. One of my favorite cars. And you know what happens? Do you look around people that are rich and famous today and they write off the car everything they're going to do? But not you. You like being the registered owner. By the way, that makes you the duck. You should be getting a car under tax ID at fleet price. So let's understand something today, flat out. What I want you to do is focus on this. Your paycheck, they call it taxable income, by the way. If you're taking that to pay the payment, the gas, registration, insurance, which a corporation could write off, could you yell the word no from now on, please? I don't understand why you're not driving a company car. But again, you should have bought it at fleet price under tax ID. All right, if you play with me, I'm going to repackage your life anyway. So let's understand this SS4 form. I'd like you to download one just to check it out. There's 26 ways to use the form. Remember, the SSN, SS4, that's from the IRS. They made the rules. We just got to follow along. Line 10 says, credit and banking purposes. For every credit card I get under a tax ID, you get to write off the card and the interest rate too. How many would you like today? The next thing is take that tablet and pen. Write down this box, line 3, and then 3 more boxes too. Here's the problem with some of you. I was going to say most of you, don't be offended at all. I just tell it like it is. If you allow your corporation to do business, that's called stupidity. It's supposed to get credit, but never do business. The Gates, the Buffetts, the Musk, and the Reynolds too, they always set up the line of defense. You see, what happens when you see those banks and grocery stores today close down, they bankrupt a piece, they wrote it off on their taxes, and hell, they're still in business today, but not you, because people don't know how to listen and learn. You got to know the rules and the tools. I wrote the rules in 1986, by the way. You might want to pay attention to me today. Set up the line of defense. Don't bring the pain home. I didn't get a mommy and daddy. All right, and I'm not lazy. Sorry to say, probably half of you are. Because you got to realize something. This is a game, and you better damn well want to win. How bad do you really want it today? You see, there's only 13 working days left. And you're wasting time if you don't get a hold of me right away. I don't control the calendar, neither do you. But again, that's up to you too. So if you think about something, I'm an affiliate, 115 creditors for 33 years, and you know what I get to do? I get to build credit under the tax ID and create credit reports for you. Experian, Equifax, TransUnion. Would you like one? Would you like two? Would you like three? Use the right money to build that damn business and write it all off. Why would you ever steal from the family? Now here's my problem. Out of 100 clients, 6 always screw up, like Michael did. And then he wants to blame everybody else. It's just typical. He pissed me off the other day. I want to shut his ass down. But I got to bite my tongue too. You see what happens when I add you to the dashboard, all right, in my $10 million of history, you get invitations like these all the time. During the program, you're not supposed to clickety-clack, all right, because that screws up and crashes a rapid rescore. You know, it's like the other day, and he emailed me on Saturday. I got him a $5,000 Spark card. He tried it on his own. He got one for $2,000 and screwed it up. Well, that's in 90 days. I don't get it. So please don't be one of those 6 that screw up things. I got a 100% success rate. But again, not everybody likes me. Hell, not everybody likes you. I just tell it like it is. You understand something flat out. S says 4 times 4. Now, if you name your corporation after you, I'm going to say that's dumb. If you name it what it does, that's double dum-dum. Remember something. Set up the line of defense, because there's always some turd trying to take it away. Every division, you got 5 houses, you got 5 divisions. All right? You got 5 franchises, that's 5 locations too. That's why there's a grocery store and a bank with different what's called branch numbers. Don't you ever bring the pain home after meeting me. If you bring it home, you didn't listen to me at all. You want $100,000 or $1 million card. Let me do the work for you so you don't screw it up like Michael did. So let's understand something today. It's simple. I'm going to get you up to $100,000 if you allow me to. Personal credit, can't write off the card or interest rate at all. Put it to the side and call it safety. Never hurt your family and bring the pain home. And the reason I bring up Michael, he's on, and I want him to realize don't ever screw it up again, because next time I will shut him down, all right, because he shouldn't have done it in the first place. I need people to listen and learn. How many billionaires are going to help you besides me? I wrote the rules. Where the hell you think you're going to go anywhere? Nowhere. All right, so let's remember your SSN, that's a 1040 tax return. SS4, that's banking and credit purposes if you understand the rules and the tools. I mastered these at 9.5 years old. The bottom line is you're going to say, no one told me. No one told me either. SSN equals a 1040. That's it. 2 little write-offs. SS4 times 4. Guess what? We get to write off everything we get to do. Credit cards and interest rate too. And basically we get to have fun. At the same time getting the American dream. Remember today, if all you want from me is rebuild you, no problem. I'll do the credit rebuilding and the rapid rescore too. I'll even guarantee an 820 credit score. But you got to listen and not screw it up. The office sells it for $9.98. Today, since it's Cyber Monday, got to give you half price off today. All right, I'm going to give it to you for $4.99. But I'm going to hand you a $5,000 cash card, not a $2,000 card. Trying it on your own. All right, I want you to write it all off. I want you to have some fun. If you get the starter package to become the millionaire, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hand you the articles for free, officer's list, tax ID. When you watch your favorite movie, can you say the lines before they do? I know you can. So I want you in the setup class for 90 days. That's right, I want all the information here. Level 1, how to set up the divisions the way I wrote it in 1986. So what happens today on the starter package to become the millionaire, office sells it for $1,999. That's a good price too. I always give you $10,000 of credit. What I want to always do is give you up to 10 times more that you invested in yourself back to you guaranteed. I want to take away excuses. Why? Because it's hard enough to believe in anybody, sometimes even yourself. So you've been ripped off by other people, friends, family, whatever. There's always someone trying to take it away. Today, that's for you for $999. Well, that's today, not tomorrow. That's not calling sales. That's doing it through me. Millionaire in the making, my favorite one. This is where the office sells it for almost $4,000. You see, we hand you $25,000 of credit. I like putting 5,000 to you and 20,000 to corporations and divisions too. I like to build it all up as fast as I can. But that would be 10 times money back to you. And the first time I offered today, it's Monday, $1,999. That's only good as if you did it during the webinar with me. You Zelle, you wire, you deposit. Pretty simple. Then you tell Gina at ray@rayscredit.com I did this or that. Then you're still stuck with me. That's half the fun. When you get basically a referral and they do anything with me and they buy anything, I don't care what it is, I add another $1,000 of credit to you, to your current package. Now, if you're watching me on Google, Facebook, and YouTube, that's kind of fun, but you're missing the PowerPoint in front of me. You might want to go to rayswebinar.com, get the full overview, and stop bringing the pain home. The ability to listen and learn. Now, this is Chapter 18 for corporations. It's not legal advice at all, but that's exactly what I heard at 7.5. A corporation's a legal person. Did you know it has more rights than you and me? So I want you to understand something. Are you paying attention? I pray to God you are. You see, the United States of America Incorporated, they basically set up their line of defense called states. All states are corporations, and the states set up their line of defense too. Every city's a corporation, but not you. What's wrong with you? Are these turned on today? Let's understand something flat out. If you don't set up your line of defense, you're always going to be bringing the pain home. You got a choice today. They even invented a Chapter 9 bankruptcy because they planned someone wrong too. So let's understand something today. You are we the people. This is your constitutional right. Aren't you going to step up and learn how to play the game? Some people, like a couple of you today, you spend $3,000 for a corporation, got a stock kit. Oh, goody. Then you sit there doing nothing at all. They say that 96% worldwide set up a corporation. They don't do a darn thing at all because they don't know what's next. I'd like to be here next. By the way, Nixon took the gold standard out, gave him the key to the printing press. Isn't that fun? Now let's go back to you and me when we were teenagers, because they told us flat out, all right, get the SSN, go get the job. And now you know it connected to the 1040 tax return. There's Mama. She delivered a baby this morning. It is federally mandated that every hospital hand Mama an SSN form within 3 hours or less. Hospital has to go in the federal database and order the SSN that day, within 3 hours of the baby being born. If not, the baby can't go in the stroller, the car seat can't go home. You think Mama's going to sign that form? Oh, yeah. Is the baby going to get a job? Oh, no. They got to know how much more money to print. You see, your SSN is simple. Safety credit. SS4, corporation. What are we going to get? Line of defense. And the corporation does not do business. It gets credit. But then we have divisions and subsidiaries and more. Debt follows SSN, SS4. Who wants to be the duck some more? Are you going to be a quack quack, or let the division be that? See, the line of defense, those divisions, that's the line of defense. Those are the ducks in case something gets screwed up. So stop bringing the pain home. If Donald Trump can bankrupt 4 corporations in the past, never bring the pain home, so can you. If rich and famous people can do it, so can you. If the cities can do it, so can you. It's about time you step up to the plate and learn how to win. You're going to have to master Ray's rules, by the way. We don't want to bring the pain home ever again. Start using the right money, by the way. Now, on Saturdays, I do the analyzation for you. You're stuck with me. Now, I don't know your name. I just get the case number, so I don't know who it is. So what I do is tell you this or that. I might ask you to do 1 or 2 things. Can you follow along and do 1 or 2 things for yourself and for me? Because I'm going to make sure we follow along and we always come through. But again, don't violate and don't screw it up. It's Mickey. I love Mickey. Don't you love Mickey too? They filed bankruptcy 7 times in the past, kind of like a couple of you. But you know what they did recently? Because they know how to play the game. They wrote an IOU to themselves for $1 billion. They paid no tax. It's in Newsweek. Check it out. So let's understand something today. If Mickey can do this, so can you. Because they're using the rules and the tools the IRS wrote in the first place. You remember your personal credit is called safety credit. We put it aside because you can't write it off at all. Now over here on this side, SS4 times 4, please listen. I know online you're going to see someone say trade lines. That's crap. Oh, you don't have to guarantee. That's BS too. I got to make you a qualified CFO. In the beginning, I always get you 8 credit cards per division. As long as we get it together and we work together as a team, then I get you 9 lines of credit too, to checkbooks. But the reality is this: I don't look at supply credit in the beginning. I want the cash credit because that's what's going to make it work. Then we'll think about the supply, the vendor credit, the marketing credit, the lease credit, and the gas cards too. I got to make you a qualified CFO. During that, don't screw it up at all. You want a gold card, but you're going to have to listen. Got to get it paid over time. Got to make sure I can push it up to $1 million as well. Would you like 1 or would you like 10? Let me know. We can build it up again and again if you want. Now today, I'll build it up, add it to your package for $9.99. And then I always want to add a phone call there for a reason. You see, the phone call allows me to talk to you so you don't screw it up. Please. These are the greatest cards if you work them the right way, because they don't make your credit score go up and down anyway. The reason we use Zelle, to protect you. Merchants get hacked all the time. There you go, Zelle wire deposit during COVID-19. That's what we're going to use to protect you, to protect us. Email ray@rayscredit.com. Attention Gina, if you do something today, remember the credit rebuilding program? Half price today. $5,000 cash card back to you. All right, $4.99. Pretty simple. I always think and always believe you're going to become a millionaire. Why? Because I've done it 17,000 times for people. And on top of that, literally, all right, billionaires too. So if I get the score up there, you become the CFO, articles, also tax ID, setup class on level 1. So what happens in the beginning on this one, instead of $19.99 with sales at 4, I'm giving it away half price today. $10,000 of credit, all right, 10 times your investment, and it's $999 today. The bottom line is like millionaires in the making too. This one I always want to give you $25,000, but again, they normally charge about $4,000 for this. So today, $25,000 of credit, all the goodies stuck with me for 90 days. I'm going to charge you $1,999 today, long as it's basically deposited, wired, or it's Zelled right away, because I don't want to pay sales, all right, a commission if I sold it to you. It wouldn't be fair. So ray@rayscredit.com. Again, let Gina know. It's pretty simple. Now, when I studied Mr. Buffett's father first, by the way, then I studied him. He's got 100 plus companies. He owns his favorite 10. My question to you is, he's playing the game. Why aren't you? Play and win too. It's your turn. Let's roll the dice. You got nothing to lose and everything to gain if you play the right way. As an affiliate, I'll tell you, authorized users are crap. So is Tradeline too. So the bottom line is very simple for you. I'm going to make you a qualified CFO. The bottom line again, 6 out of 10, all right, or no, 6 out of 100, screw up. Because when I add your history to my $10 million of what? History to you, corporation and divisions, you get invitations. And then you go, way, let's go clickety-clack. No. Okay? All right? People like Michael prove it every day. Got one for $2,000, then they closed it down because they screwed it up. Mine are $5,000 to $50,000 a piece. Let me use my $10 million of history for you. Please don't be one of those 6 people. Don't apply during the program, by the way. Now, I'm the guy that invented daisy chaining of credit. 113 ways to do that, too. I can turn every one of these into 99 more cards. But that'd be $100 million, and that's too much for you. So let's remember, we're going to use the rules the IRS gave us. The only thing they allow us to write off is corporate credit, cards, and interest rate, too. So we can write off the corporation, but not us personally, so it's got to be safety credit. We got to master Ray's rules, so we can all become billionaires again and again, under corporate structure, of course. Now, here's some bars. Sorry to say, the bottom line is, if any one of you have the intent to rip anybody off or defraud them, I'd be the first one to testify, get you to court of law. So please, don't do that at all. Here's 3 divisions floating in front of you. Here's a corporation. You set up the line of defense. Count on somebody screwing it up. Count on someone trying to take it away. Supplier, creditor, employee, whatever it needs to be. I want you to understand, I want you to learn that to do the 3-step. Something goes wrong with the piece, you're going to do exactly what the bank and the grocery store do. We're going to call it the Donald Trump. We're going to call it the rich and famous. We're going to call it Wells Fargo or the city too. We get to do exactly what they got to do. By the way, it's called the 3-step. We're going to disconnect, isolate, incorporate. Can't save the piece? Okay. We're going to bankrupt that piece, keep the other pieces, and never bring the pain home. You know, I had to fight for everything I've ever had in my life. It's about time you learn how to fight and win too. Like I said, house, car, and bank account. Your house, sorry to say, I'm probably going to tell you did it wrong anyway. So the bottom line is pretty simple. Raise rules. Escrow closed, escrow homestead, escrow recorded in a trust. If your assets and house are not in a trust today, if somebody sues you, they take it away. If you die, it's stuck into probate and your family got diddly squat. Let's go talk about fixing up a property today, a fixer-upper. You ready? You're going to hire a contractor. Oh, goody. They're going to hire the subcontractor that's down outside Home Depot. And what's going to happen is, if they cut every corner they can, slip and fall, and they sue you and take everything you got. Why don't you think about every property you ever get, quickly deed it to a division of a corporation? Why don't you do an assignment of equity too? So at the end of the day, if they try to sue you at all, they get diddly squat. Don't you want to protect your assets today? The bottom line, this is up to you. Bottom line, I want to change your life. Now, if I was you, I'd basically Google the word irrevocable trust today. That's the one I would pick if I was you. But that's up to you too. You see, we got to realize today, we still got to fix that property today. Unfortunately, some people play peekaboo with the IRS and make a mess. Do you understand the IRS are the rules? We got to play by their rules. Corporations don't pay tax so they make a profit. So if you screwed up trying to play peekaboo with the IRS and make a mess, go to irs.gov. See if they got a forgiveness program for you. Maybe they'll wave their magic wand too. All right, download the form called 656 433 A and B. Get your COVID-19 check. Get your butt back in the system where it belongs. So let's understand something today, please. I got to fix up that property. Now, I'm the original OPM, by the way. So what you're going to do is teach you how to have more divisions to buy from the manufacturer. Save up to 70%. I don't want you to pay a bill for 30 to 60, 90 days anyway. It's pretty simple to do. Escrow closes to pay off all the debt. Now you got up to $200,000 left over. Don't act like you're rich because you're not. By the way, have you had $10,000 to $100,000 in the past and you pissed it away and some of you are broke today? Please write down raise rules. Leveraging money. Borrow money is not taxable. Set up the line of defense. Let's remember, we still got to fix that property today. So I want you to think about this for me. When I had my location in Irvine Spectrum, it was only 22,000 square feet, 2 stories. I had other buildings too, doing $1 million plus a day, helping people just like you, having fun before the coma. But you know what the bank would do every morning at 9 o'clock in the morning? They'd be at the office or on the phone going, Ray, what can I do for you today? Banks always kiss your assets when you got money. If you don't have a pot to piss in, they don't know your name. I want you to learn how to leverage money. That's right. I want you to understand the banks borrow from the feds times 10 and back 5 to us. Now, if you did this the right way, you could have up to what? $3 million of borrowed money. Borrowed money is not taxable, by the way. That means we can take $2 million of that, go get a McDonald's today. You want a Big Mac or fry and a chocolate shake too? You see, the problem with you got to beat your own doubt. You need to run your own race. But if you'd allow me to, I'd like to coach you the rest of your life. That'd be kind of fun too. But again, that's up to you. Now, I'm not going to show anything that was not mine in the first place. So a couple mansions, a helicopter, a yacht too. I think most people are stuck. Got to get you past go. The ultimate goal, this was God's gift. All right, this was my favorite one. I parked my race boat and my yacht in my backyard. All right, where do you park yours again? From there, I like the helicopter, the Lamborghini, and the building too. I mean, wouldn't you? The bottom line today, I'd like you to do yourself a favor right now. Write a little note to yourself to change your driver's license to a P.O. box or a mailing address. You see, you wrote a check the other day. You're over here. You gave them your address. Guess what? They're going to go rob your house while you're over here. And if they sue you, they take everything you got. Why don't you protect your privacy? You see, in California, we got the Schaefer Belt. We got the Driver's Protection Act, too, that all 50 states have. Protect your privacy, protect your assets, and learn how to play the game. The last time you bought a car, what did you do? You let someone sweat you for hours on end. You lost $5,000 up to 9 inquiries, too. When they handed you that paper that day, you should have put next to your signature, this allows 1 inquiry only. You should have took a picture. Unfortunately, you didn't take a picture. And guess what they got to do? I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't compute. Why would anybody be the registered owner of a car? All right, when a tax ID and a fleet price, they don't have to be the registered owner at all, and a corporation can write it all off. I mean, what's wrong with people? I don't understand. I hear them bitch and complain about rich and famous people. Why don't you just shut up and join them? The reality is we all pay tax on a gallon of gas or property tax too. But the bottom line is today, if you go to that grocery store or that bank and you bump someone's car, a little bumpity bump, what are they going to do? Driver's license, insurance, registration, please. Oh my goodness, where did your heart go now? You see, that insurance could be paid for the corporation. Why are you the registered owner in the car you drive today? That's like having a bullseye on you. I don't understand that at all. They're going to call one of those nasty attorneys on TV, all right, and they're going to sue you and take everything you got today because you didn't listen to me. You might want to remember I said house, car, and bank account too. I want the registered owner to be a division and not you. At the end of the day, hell, I want them to get dilly squat. Why not? Again, it's up to you. You got some choices today. Remember that square right there? And the line of defense and 3 more too? Like the grocery store and the bank do every day? You see, if they lose a piece, they write it off on the taxes anyway. You got a choice. You got to learn how to play. Set up the line of defense. Don't worry, no one teaches what I teach on the planet today. God only made one of me. So understand something. Never bring the pain home. Ever again. And what did I do on July 3rd, 2009? I took my corporate yacht from the largest U-dock in Huntington Harbor. There's the address. All right, I said fill it up. Well, $1,600. I wrote off the car, the interest rate, and the yacht too. Remember, Michael, you were in one of the TV shows as well. But again, it's pretty simple. H1N1, that kind of sucks. But again, I walked around with an oxygen tank after making the promise. I put my score back to an 820, and within 6 weeks, I popped a $1 million credit card. If you listen to me and allow me to do what I do best, I'll repackage every one of you. But you got to follow the discipline and follow along. God's using me to help you. Can you listen today? I'm keeping my promise. That's why I'm here helping you today. The Reynolds University, by the way, that's that 22,000 square foot building. I named my son and my daughter after me. All right? When I do eventually die praying for 50 more years, my legacy will live on. You got 13 working days. This morning I talked to people as well. Then they called saleswoman and Monica, and they're asking these questions again. All right, this and that. It's like they're wasting more time. I don't get it. All right, if you're hearing it from the horse's mouth, why don't you just follow along? You got 13 days left. I don't control the calendar, neither do you. This time you get to invest in yourself. You get stuck with me. That Lamborghini that says the Reynolds University, right in front of the university too, all purchased under tax ID. Reach the dream. Think and be the impossible. I've done it all my life. Raise rules, 20,000 of those. Master the rules and the tools. Remember, 90 days, that's all I ask for you. So you get stuck with me doing the work, showing you how to as well. The $1 million dream. And you go to the seminar, workshops, boot camps, you're stuck with me. Bottom line is, you can trust a written guarantee, by the way, or your money back. You just got to follow the rules. That's all you got to do. Motivation, I love motivation too. But at the end of the day, if they're not handing you the cash, credit, or the money, sorry, to me it's still blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, you got a story to tell too. Let's get you up to an 820 credit score, up to $100,000 of credit. Let's call it safety, please. Corporation divisions up to $1 million of credit too. I want you to stop being stuck. I want you to understand what's next for you is me. That's right, you're stuck with me, mastering 20,000 rules and tools. Never bringing the pain where? Home ever again. So at the end of the day, like I said in the beginning, I want to repackage your life, your house, your car, your bank account. That's right. I want to clone me into you. I want to make sure you follow through. Remember, the books and CDs are kind of fun. I wrote it for the clients after I brought in that $2 billion. So I can make sure that it's called the Kismet, to keep it simple, stupid. The real estate system, the financial system too. And don't forget, winning the game of business 43 years ago. So the office lives to sell this for $9.98. That's okay. It's a good price so they make their commission. Today, if you did it because it's Cyber Monday, I'm going to give it to you for $299. During the webinar, if that's not Zelle wire deposit in the next 30 minutes from now, it goes off the table, just call sales. They'll love to sell it to you for $9.99. You email Gina at ray@racecredit.com. Pretty simple thing to do. So credit rebuilding, I'll rebuild your credit. I'll do the rapid rescore, block all the crap, put you back to an 820. Instead of $9.98, I'll charge you basically $4.99, half price today, and get you a $5,000 card at the end of the program too. No more excuses for you. Starter package to become a millionaire. The thing I add to this one, you still get the 820. Articles, oscillist, tax ID, setup class, level 1, 90 days. Instead of $19.99 today, you get half price on that too. You get $10,000 of credit, and you'd have to basically Zelle wire deposit $999 today. All right, millionaires in the making, my favorite one, because I like taking the credit, building it all over the place for you. Yes, you get the 820. Articles, oscillist, tax ID, setup class, and level 1. The difference in this one is the amount of credit. Instead of $4,000, today you get $25,000 of credit. All right, 10 times your investment back to you. And today it's $1,999. But don't worry, tomorrow goes back to $2,500 if it's not done today. Why Zelle? To protect your privacy, to protect you not being hacked as well, or merchants. I feel Zelle is the safest thing you can do. Zelle wire deposit. There you go again. And you email Gina. You see, how did the 14th Amendment of the Constitution turn corporations into people? It did. Now, I love the United States of America. I really do. But I'm one of these weirdos, as they told me many times in school, that you do things 100 different ways and you read it again and again and again. Pretty much. So the American dream, let's see. The United States of America, they basically master their 50 states, their corporations too, and then they set up their line of defense called cities. That's why they invented a Chapter 9 bankruptcy for cities too. You see, they planned if there was a problem as well. Isn't it your turn to basically set up your line of defense? But that's up to you too. So never have joint credit. Buy a house, escrow close, escrow homestead, escrow house recorded in a trust. Understand something today. Corporation, you don't want to name it after you. You want to name it what it does. You want to set up the line of defense for real estate, franchise, current business. You want to have up to $1 million of credit too. The ultimate goal is set up the line of defense. I mean, if the city, the states do it as well, why aren't you doing it? Your banks do it, your grocery stores do it. The bottom line is you need to know the rules and the tools how to master and play the game. Raise rules. Stuck with me. So the ultimate thing at the end of the day is pretty simple. Plan on the problem, please. It's going to happen. Something's going to go wrong. But we got a backup for a backup and a backup and more. Having the safety credit and the line of defense. See it, believe it, go get it every time. We don't have to bring the pain home. We're all Humpty Dumptys. We're all going to fall down again and again. But now we know how to get back up again and again. 2020 is the first fiscal year. 2021, January 2nd, now I got 2 years to go after a line of credit and more. Again, that's up to you. The American dream, so many people talk about it, but the bottom line is this. I want to do the work for you so we actually get you through it. All right, receive money, pay all your bills, drive the company car, go on a business trip, help other people, free up your time, master Ray's rules. Set up the line of defense. You got 20,000 rules to master today. So you got an opportunity for a credit rebuild, half price, and a $5,000 card back to you for $499. You got the opportunity, the starter package, to be a millionaire corporation, all the pieces, and the difference is today half price, $999 to you, and 10,000 credit back to you. The next one is my favorite one, Millionaires in the Making. The bottom line is a corporation, articles, tax ID, setup classes, level 1 for 90 days too, and the 820 credit score. Instead of $3,995 today, you're going to get it for half price. $25,000 of credit back to you for $19.99. After today, it goes back to $24.99. You don't do it, tomorrow you'll pay $500 more. You Zelle, you wire, you deposit. It's pretty simple. You email Ray at rayscredit.com. Attention, Gina. Today, you got to stay safe and strong. All right, sitting and wondering what's next to come, let it be you and me. Let's always remember life is a gift from our Father in heaven. God has given us the opportunity to believe and receive. Let us make the best of the day and give thanks in every way. Thank you, Jesus, for one more day. Amen to that. 13 days left. Tomorrow will be 12. Countdown's begun. You're running out of time. Cyber Monday is the best price you're going to get. If you don't do it today, call back Monday, call back tomorrow, not a problem at all. Just remember, sales can't give away what I give away today. You got 800-510-3338. If I was you, I'd be on that phone right away, or I'd be zelling, depositing, and wiring now. But at the end of the day, maybe tomorrow you want to pay more. But again, Cyber Monday is over at 4 o'clock today. The ultimate goal is up to you. Remember, that's 800-510-3338. At the end of the day, never forget. It's very simple to say. God loves us all.